You will learn Israelis. It's all about us. We don't need presentations. Okay, so glad to be here, and probably will not get to know you all personally, for sure not by name. But what I came here to do today is to get you familiarized more with your future. We are in Meta. You probably heard about Metaverse. Probably you don't do anything much there yet, but what I will try to do today is to share with you some of the potential that I believe is within each and one of you, but I'm not sure if it's ready to kind of burst out. If you want to connect with me, I'm everywhere. I'm not on Tinder or Grindr. Don't look there. But otherwise, you will find me in the normal places, and you can follow me if you want. I'm trying to share some experience, some takeaways from my experience. So till today, I've established 20 accelerators, which formally puts me first in the Guinness Book of Records as the private person who opened the most acceleration programs in the world. Some of them operate in Israel, but not only. Others operate from India to Eastern Europe. So I kind of travel quite a lot. I've done over 70 cohorts, over 1,000 startups actually graduated. Don't ask me how many of them are still alive, not many. Which comes to the point of startups in general. You can look around and try and figure out why you are here. Honestly, I have no clue. Maybe it's the beer and pizza. But let's try, in kind of a conversation, I will ask you simply, how many of you are entrepreneurs? If you feel about yourself being as one. 1, 5, 10. How many of you have startups? Or an idea for a startup? Okay, how many of you already do initial sales of your technology anywhere? Great. So it kind of makes sense that you are here because A, you're opportunists. Someone offered you pizza and beer, which makes sense a lot for people that have startups. And I hope the understanding that mingling, that networking is the name of the game. Now let me ask you, how many of you are sitting next to someone they already know? You should not be proud. Take your hands down. You understand it doesn't make sense to sit next to someone you already know coming into such an event. I mean, the last person that you want to see is your friend. You need to tell him, go away. I need to meet new people. Which is not easy, which is something that you need to learn to do. Which comes to say that since you are not born a startupper, you are not born an investor, you are not born a mentor, a pilot, a teacher, a doctor. You need to learn. So, startups have accelerators. Investors don't have a school, mentors don't have a school. Startups do. You, if you have a startup, for some reason, you have decided to take, in my opinion, the most dangerous work in the world. The one that really doesn't make sense to take because, statistically, 96% of startups don't make it first year of operation. They die. They vanish for 100 billion reasons. Why would you take such a dangerous job? Better get to a lion's den. You have better chances of getting out. With startups, it's hell. It's mania depressia, not on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. Why would you do that? But I'm saying if you already decided to do that, get help. Seriously, get help. Go to a doctor, go to a shrink, take pills. But if that doesn't work, find yourself an accelerator. Find yourself people that are similar to you, that know how to handle you, know how to mentor you, able to take responsibility for what they tell you. Let me tell you, millions of people will give you advice. Why? It's the easiest, by the way, Easiest job is to be a consultant. No responsibility. Well, I told you what I know. I didn't say it's going to work. And by that I mean, those of you, do you use TikTok? Are you on TikTok? Is it allowed in Poland? I don't know, some countries I need to ask. I just came from Azerbaijan, not allowed to have TikTok. If you do have TikTok, check. How is it that an 18-year-old girl can give me marriage advice, which her past is only 2 boyfriends? But this is TikTok, and this is Gen Z, and this is how the world works. People can offer you advice as much as you would like to hear. Zero responsibility behind it. Join an accelerator and hope that you will get more. Now let me tell you, I come from Israel. It means that my life, when we talk about innovation, startups, acceleration, it's kind of easy. I'm coming from the startup nation, #1 in the world. Anyone wants to doubt it right now? Probably not. You're all nice. So I'm #1 in the world, and I'm Jewish, meaning I'm rich. So 2 things work for me already. Whenever I will come to any room, I'm saying this just because I know that you will not say anything back. I want to kind of advise you to adopt this system. Try or start to understand that people don't really want to fight you on a daily basis and prove you wrong, but you need to tell them who you are. And this event is really your opportunity to kind of stand out and present yourself and speak your mind and say who you are, because startups is all about that. Because that's the only fun part you have while you need to work day and night against everything. Everyone is smarter than you. Probably your technology is working somewhere else. You want to raise money. What audacity should you have to talk to someone that you met 5 minutes ago and ask for €1 million? You understand that the power that you should have from within to ask such an amount on what? On a dream? On a PowerPoint presentation? That someone who doesn't know you will believe that you actually own the superpower to make what you show here into reality. This is audacity. In Hebrew, we have a word. It's called chutzpah. Ever heard it? Google it. Chutzpah has 2 sides. The good part, where you actually say to yourself, I'm good. And I don't care what others say. I will say it out loud. I'm good. You know what? I'm the best. The other side of chutzpah is if I would take off my clothes right now. That's chutzpah. That's unacceptable. Okay? 2 sides to the chutzpah. Use the good one. Start to understand whatever you do, it doesn't have to be just your startup. Whatever you do in life, it starts with you. And it starts with you believing that you can actually do what you tell everyone, what you promise everyone that you're about to do. Just for the meta, because we are in meta or metaverse, I really believe that metaverse, when it will come more and more into our lives, will be like the Matrix or other movies that we see right now. It will create more power in our belief that we can do things. But right now, I know as a fact that startups are the main growth engines within every economy around the world. But startup life is so difficult, so hard, that I can just admire the people that actually think about taking this road. But just remember, companies compete, startups unite, and we unite because we are very low on resources. We don't have the privilege to say no. We always say yes. Sometimes from the wrong reasons, sometimes too much. When you sit with an investor and he starts asking you, really? And you're going to do this? Yes. And this? Yes. And this? Yes. And in the end he says, okay, you're not ready for me. Because right now I tested you. And you said yes to everything because you want my money. You have zero focus. Go spend someone else's money, then call me. And just bear in mind, this is to prove you that probably deep inside you know exactly what you do, but you don't believe enough in yourselves to do that. Now I stand here as a startupper, as an angel investor, as the world's biggest accelerator operator to tell you that I know from experience what is the magic, the treasure that sits in people who I know as entrepreneurs. And it's not that Israel has the glory. Israel just has the ability to stand here and tell you we are the best. Any Americans in the room? No, we are the best. This is how we do it. We don't wait for things to happen. We make them happen. Realize again, you make things happen. You push. Again, if we had the metaverse and I can show you what you can do, like them in Matrix, you will understand better. But this is again to prove the simple point. Startups, business is still, thank God, it's about people. What you as startups will do, you will develop something. This is why when you ask what is a startup, startups are not technology. First of all, it's people. Always will be people. People are the one developing the technology. People are the one using the technology that startups develop. Investors, people invest in startups. It's all about people. And for that matter, you should be able to speak to people. It's your own language. Still, you do it poorly. If I know something about startups, they might be good, I hope, on technology. They are bad when it comes to business and management. It's like startuppers have in mind that if I am called a startupper, I have a license to go crazy. No, you're not. I have a license to do mess. No, you're not. You're expected to do exactly the opposite. Ask a startup, do you take a salary? A what? Where from? Do you have a work plan? A work plan? No, I wake up in the morning, I don't know, whenever. I just check if the team is alive, and we kind of do what we need to do. Where's your plan? Where's your targets? How much is good? How much is bad? What are your KPIs? And I'm speaking about people that grew up in IBM, in Facebook, in Intel, in Cisco. They were project managers. They knew how to do it from day one. Went into startups, forgot everything. So let me tell you why Israel is a startup nation. It's not simply because you will tell me per capita. That's not the deal. The deal is that we actually started as a nation with the father of the nation, 1898, standing on stage and saying the Jewish people need to have their own country. It was done in Basel. And you know what happened after his speech? Nothing. A day, a week, a month, a 10, a year, a 10 year, 50 years. After he said for the first time we need to have a state, came the founding person of our nation, David Ben-Gurion, and established Israel. Comes to show that like every startup, you have the visionary, who you call CEO, chief executive. He's a visionary. He dreams a mile away. He's very good with the speaking. He can convince you now is day. Technology, no clue. Then he needs to do something. So you tell him, you push him, you push him. You want my money? Great. Give me something. So he looks for the CTO, chief technology. Let me tell you, when you're in this stage, you don't really have a CTO. You have a guy in the weekends, he writes code. That's not a CTO. That's a nice guy who knows to program. But this is how startups start. A CEO, a visionary, and a CTO, a person that can actually make something of those words the CEO tells him. The tension between them is amazing. It's tension because CEO says to CTO, can you give me something? I need to show investors I will bring the money. CTO says to CEO, can you bring some money so I can do something? So every day they just fight and nothing really happens. And when this happens, we have nothing. So there needs to be someone in the middle that says, hey, kids, let's relax. Let's do something. I will bring the investors. You will do the something. And then we can start. And this exactly is what accelerators are supposed to do. Again, accelerators don't teach technology. We don't teach code in whatever accelerator. Maybe in yours, I'm not sure. And thank you for being here. It's important because we understand that the ownership of the programming or the production or development of the product will always remain with the founders of the startup. Accelerators give the layers of business. The financial, the legal, the marketing, the schmarketing, all the how to present, which is something that most of you lack. I mean, most of you, for the, I don't know, best performance was in school, standing in front of 30 students and speaking something, I don't know. That's the best you did. Now it's a whole different ball game. Now you have people that are sitting in the audience only to show you that you are wrong. Then they are smarter than you. And that is very difficult. It's not fair even. But you need to learn to own it. You need to learn to speak. You don't see me talking with a presentation, right? Don't need to. It's not that I actually prepared coming in. It's just talking what I know. This is what you should do. To the face, direct. No need to be nice. Be polite. No nice. Be respectful. No nice. Nice doesn't buy you anything. And you people are very nice. Too nice. Over nice. You come to Israel, we eat you without salt. You're gone in a second. All those of you who want to run their startups in Israel, don't come. It's not for you. You're not ready. With us, it's elbows and punches. This is how it works, and I will explain why. When you come to a country that has 8,000 registered LTDs, not the one bootstrap in the garage at home, 8,000 of them. You understand the competition? Lucky for you, we are very rich. So money we have, capability we have, but yours are as good as ours when it comes to develop the technology. Ideation part, I'm not sure. I think in a way you are still kind of bounded by things that need to break out. Again, metaverse, open up, free your imagination. You know, I'm near 53. When I was maybe your age, it was still where imagination was here and technology was running after the imagination. With you, now, imagination runs after the technology. Do you understand the technology that we have right now supersedes your dreams? We just don't use it because I'm not sure humanity is ready for everything that we have right now. Simple example? Well, you use Waze, right? You use Waze here? You know what Waze is? Who said no? Please leave the room. Google Map. Okay, let's start. Google. Google Map. Google Map. Waze. So those of you who don't know, Waze is an Israeli startup that was acquired by Google for $1.1 billion. Back at the time when that was considered a lot of money. Now, no. And the idea, again, I don't need really to explain to you Waze. You're joking with me, right? So anyways, I mean, when you want to travel from place to place and you want to avoid traffic and whatever. So that's Google for you. So when we, now you broke my line of thought with this Google schmoogle thing. Moving on, bad for you. I will come back to it. So, comes to say the following. Do you know that when Google was actually acquired, when Waze was acquired by Google, how much percentage of the company was owned by the founders? Let me help you, near 1%. The founders of Waze had near 1% of the entire company owned by them when they were acquired for $1 billion by Google. Comes to show that even if you're clever, it is still very tough. But I give you another fact. Last year, 2021, I was told the year of COVID. How well, I hope you know how well your ecosystem did, but let me tell you how well Israeli ecosystem did. Our startups raised more than $25 billion, and we did exits in over $80 billion. $80 billion is the national budget of some countries in the world. We did it in 1 year, the year of COVID. I think this was one of the best years ever. In the month of March 2021, Israel gave birth to 7 unicorns. Not, you know what's a unicorn? Yeah. 7 of them, all cyber. Interesting. All cyber, why? Being number 1 attacked country in the world makes you resilient. You need to do something against it. 7 cyber unicorns in a 1 month. When you talk about investments of the government in startups, Israel government invests 4.5% of GDP. Our GDP, the late I saw, was over 400 billion. 4.5% comes back not just for the startups, but also for the high tech. India, 0.00001 investment of government into the ecosystem. Where's the money coming from? Well, when you do $80 billion and you pay taxes to the government, we have a lot of money. Understand where the money is not invented and grows on trees. People make it. Okay, how big is Israel? 10 million. Poland, 40 million. Okay? It's not that we have 10 million people doing startups. The entire startups and high tech of Israel is 350,000 people. 350,000 people made the numbers I told you. Now start comparing and understand why we're a startup nation. It's resilience, but it's people. It's always people. It's nothing else but people. So when you believe in yourself, when you have at home what we call the Jewish mother, you heard the term before, Jewish mother? We heard the Polish mother. The Jewish mother. What's the difference between a Rottweiler and a Jewish mother? Is that the Rottweiler lets go at some time. Jewish mother is relentless, pushing, pushing, pushing. Israel is one of the 10th most educated countries in the world. Bachelors, masters, that's basic with us. Teaching, learning, all the time. May I remind you that we have army, mandatory age 18, boys and girls. Boys do 3 years, girls do 2.5 years. Nowadays, all roles of men are being held by women as well. Women are training our snipers. Women are pilots. Women drive tanks. Women serve on ships. Everything. Equality. Does this make you resilient? Somehow. Yes, a lot. When you are taught in age 18 that you need to give your own life, again, understand, it's not just the teenagers that go to age 18, okay? It's the families as well that need to support it. Everyone goes to the army. But today, our army had changed a little bit. It became very technological. A lot of the technology for the army is developed by the army, by the soldiers, by the officers, which means that if you have recruited to our intelligence corps, and one of the most renowned units is called 8200, it means that when you finish your service about age 23, 24, and you just step out of the army, you're taken. You're taken to the best high-tech companies in Israel, and you are paid for the first year of 5,000 to 7,000 euros a month. And you're 24? And you say to yourself, okay, and so how can you grow more? Well, within 5 years you grow to 10, within 15 years you go to, 20 and more. And then what happens? You turn 40-something, and would you imagine yourselves in the age of 42, 45 saying, thank you, I don't need the 15,000 euros a month. I'm opening my startup. This is what happens in Israel. Why? The speed of technology being renewed, how advanced technology is from day to day means that when you are 42, 45, kind of a little bit obsolete. You have experience, but it's not relevant so much anymore. What is the fact that you are very, just out of university, very fresh, and cost a third. So what we do is we open startups about in the age of 40-something, which means that the people that open startups in Israel, the successful one, and I'm speaking statistically, are older. They are not the 20s, not the 30s, in the 40s. These are the ones who do the big exits that you hear about. And you know, from idea to an exit, statistically, 8 to 10 years. It's not overnight. It's never overnight. And again, it's about people that do that. And the one dream is not to make the world better. It's simply being billionaires. And it's okay to dream to be that. It's a great motivator, let me tell you. Amazing motivator. I want to be rich in a young age and buy everything I see. What do you need to do? Oh, man. Yeah, world peace. Who cares for world peace? I mean, world peace, then what do we have to develop more? Again, this is a great motivator. Simply saying, we don't need to hide our reasons. And going back to the Jewish mother, I'm going to give you again a piece of advice here. Why we're good? Because the Jewish mother takes care to tell her kids in the morning, you're the most beautiful. Noon, you're the smartest. Evening, you're the most successful. Day in, day out, let me tell you, it helps. Knowing that your home base roots for you, pushes you onwards, helps you in life. Helps you stand here and say, I'm the best. Who told you? My mom. Go fight her. It helps. Take it with you. And I'm not saying that it's different in your houses. I'm telling you how it is with us. I just remind you that Israel has 2 million people coming from Russia. I mean, Soviet, ex-Soviet. Okay, so we know what we talk about. And yes, they are in essence a little bit different than the usual Israelis. I mean, for them, the fact that we don't learn math 5 days a week is something is wrong with us. The fact that we don't do sports is because this is how they are used to. But they do teach with us. I mean, they do learn from us. And they do, I don't know if they change much, but they help us be better. And those people coming from this region really, really accelerated us on technology. Have no doubt about it. But in the end, it's people. It's the understanding us as a nation that we don't have a second chance. We have a one country, by the way, that we most like to know we have Israel, but not to be there too much. This is why we travel around the world a lot, okay? We are also allowed second citizenship because of that, okay? We like to travel, but we like to know we have a safe place to go. That said, when we developed our technology that most of you use in your phones, on your laptops, in your chip, in your internet, wherever you see around you has something that was invented in Israel. Your flash drives, invented in Israel. Your autocomplete on Google in Israel. I can give you a list, aside from what you know, irrigation and cherry tomato. We did a lot of other things. Just for that story, we are just a country that doesn't have a lot of water. So everything kind of grows small. We didn't think the world would like it and call it a cherry tomato. Okay, it happened. But that's like saying that Estonia has Skype and Bolt. And this is where the list ends. With us, the list never ends. Still, Israel is 10 million Israelis. Jewish as religion is 15 million. Understand, 15 million Jewish people all over the world. And we have over 50 unicorns. India, 1.4 billion. There's 100. You understand the competition here? It's the fact that we make it a competition. With us, everything is competition. With us, if you don't use your elbow, you're going nowhere. No one will pick you up and say, let me help you. No, gone. This is how we do it. We compete. We say we're the best. We strive to make a lot of money. Then the fact that we do good technology, well, that really helps. And I'm here to tell you that my intention and my partner's intention is to bring a lot of what I told you here to teach you and then help you here in the region and worldwide. This is the idea of the program that we thought to initiate. Again, we want to initiate an acceleration program that takes a lot of the ingenuity and a lot of the knowledge, experience, know-how of how we do it in Israel, bring it right here, teach you, mentor you, educate you on how to do it, and then push you wherever you want to go. This is something that we offer you. I did not come to persuade you, did not come to beg you, did not come to make friends with you. I'm here to tell you, we want to open it. The only reason we will have to open it is if you say, I do, I'm game, I want in. This is how it's going to be. So when you go out, it's totally in your hands. No obligations. We don't need you to sign anything. We don't ask you to pay for it right now. By the way, all my programs are paid programs. Here we said we'll do it different. Maybe with the aid of some aid, we can do it. Nothing is signed. We have no obligations, no commitment from anyone. We are test ballooning this here with you. If you're game, if you think that we can teach you things, this is where you want to be. It's not open for everyone. It's not endless space that we have, meaning in number of people that will be in the cohort, it will not be more than 15. It will be a cohort that will run about 4 months. It will have mentorship coming from all over the place, and believe me, you will have mentors from Israel, you will have mentors from the region, you will have direct lines to anywhere you would like. There will not be a person walking this planet that you would like to talk to and you will not be connected with him within 48 hours. What you do after, that's your thing. This is what we can promise you, and this is what we can deliver. But without you saying, I do, I want in, we don't go a step forward. This moves into your hands right now. This is the place where you can ask anything that you want. This is the metaverse of reality. This can happen only if you say I do, and we say we do, and we kind of partner. And this is how acceleration program needs to work. Acceleration program is not just a place where you come and you get some free lectures, and then you go on your way and do whatever you want. No. When we do it Startup Nation-wise, it's similar to military boot camp. You will be told what to do. You will be directed. You will have to explain what you do. Not in a bad way, in a way of responsibility, in a way of focusing you, in a way of actually accelerating you. Because, well, it's called an accelerator. Any of you participated in an accelerator before? Honestly can say, yeah, I've been accelerated. I don't believe it. I know what I do. And I have some results, some facts to show what happens in my programs. And the best ones, please go to my LinkedIn, go to recommendations, and read what people like you wrote there. This is from free will. I did not threaten any of them. They willingly decided that they want to share with you, whomever will go there, what are the options and what is the potential and what is the opportunity of joining such a program. There is no free rides. It's a lot of work. I'm telling you again and again. Running a startup, I cannot think of a harder work. Really. It's that hard. The little we can do is really keep you more focused and accelerate you. In other words, kick your ass. No other way to tell it. And again, it cannot be done in a way of conversation. What do you want? What I want? What I want? We don't have the time. 4 months, it's like this. Like this. But how do I know? Let me tell you, this is again a word of advice for you, which I will, of course, implement on you should you join the program. Remember, people love to be told what to do. Listen good. Start ordering around. It sounds like I'm ordering around. Start telling people what to do. Second, don't give options. Okay, you can do this or that. No, you know why? People are having problems to decide. How do I know? If I sit for an hour with a startup And at the end of the 1 hour of mentorship, he says to me, okay, so what do I need to do? What did I do for a whole hour? What do we speak about? Now you ask me what you need to do, so I know. I know I need to say what you need to do. And you start telling people what to do, and you will see happy faces. No one will be mad at you. Second, no options. You need to do this. Or, there is no or, you do this. It's called ordering. It's actually making life easier. This is what happens in what I feel is the true acceleration program. Because, yes, in a way, you trust the people talking to you. You trust a mentor. You trust your program manager. You trust him for what? Trust him to guide you the right way. Meaning, he needs to tell, meaning you need to do. This is how it works. If this is an open conversation, don't go to a support group somewhere. Not accelerator. It's not for you. You join an accelerator, you join to listen. And you join to work. It's not a course. We don't give homework. There's no exam. It's your life. It's the true story. If you make it the right way, you will have a viable startup. You will have a business. And let me remind you again, those of you who think, am I a startup or a small business? So startup, simply saying, is technology and innovation. Nothing more. No questions. Technology and innovation. A small business, everything else. How do I know? Well, usually, if I was a hairdresser working for someone and I opened my own salon, or if I was working in a supermarket, now I own the chain, I come from the business. I know how to cut hair. I know the business. How do I know startups are different? Because startups need to start with market survey. They don't have a clue about the market. They know the problem. They know technology. They have no idea what they do with it. This is why technology and innovation are startups. And if I'm going to have a rickshaw in the mall somewhere here, in the food market down there, and I'm selling shirts, that's not a startup. If I will have some Wi-Fi fabrics inside, I'm a startup. Simply saying again, we are looking for startups. We don't look for another marketplace. We don't look for a social I don't know what. It's about money. Business model, those of you who have startups, business model equals how the hell you're going to make money. It's that simple. If you don't know how you're going to make money, don't start a startup. You're wasting time. Simply, business model equals how I'm going to earn money. Problem. When do you present your problem? Always finish with money on the table. So the problem I saw, and what? Where's the money? And your problem with showing money on the table and explain your solution. You go, going to take this money into my pocket. There is no problem if your problem has not made available money on the table. So there is no problem. It's all about money. Listen again. Those of you who want to raise money, it's about money. And you need to show what money is on the table. You need to show how you're going to take this money. Otherwise, who will invest in you? And why should he? And those of you who think that they have a presentation, now I'm looking for investors. Really? Who will invest in you? And why? If you cannot make the simple thing of having an idea, gluing to yourself a person who can do some of it, and rush to the market, you're in the wrong place. You're wasting time. No one will invest in you. Take it from me. Even by luck, he will take the money back. You don't need to raise money. You need to work hard. You need to rush to the market. You need to validate your problem and solution. You need to launch yourself in the market and find someone who wants to actually download what you made. Otherwise, why to invest in you? And when you do that, silently, under the radar, all of a sudden, you stand in a line and you hear someone in front of you saying, well, you know, I don't recall this app something. I downloaded this and I did this, and it's you they speak about. This is when you can run Mount Everest 9 times and not feel tired. This is the energy that you need to pump into your team day in, day out. Money comes later. Money comes when you have what to prove for what you're asking. Think about it this way, and you will not end up owning a 0 point nothing from a great idea. I don't argue. A percent from billion is a nice money. But again, a percent from a billion, I want much more. I cannot buy the half of America I want with this money. This is the state of mind. You're all smart. Not because I know you, because that's people. In general, where I go, never met stupid people. Honest. Same as I know that when I ask you, who said you have a great idea? Who did you ask? Who can I ask? I mean, if I will say to people I don't know, they will steal my idea. Guys, no one steals idea. I'm not sure even on the movie Facebook it's real. No one just steals idea and makes an exit of $1 billion. You know how much energy it takes? More than the sun. So who did you ask? My mother said it's a great idea. Really, I'm amazed. She didn't say you're stupid. No, she said it's a great idea. And your friends? No, they need to be your friends. What will they say to your face that you're stupid? No. Go out and ask. If I'm you, and I would stand right here, right now, and I would say, guys, listen, I see different people from different places, different ages, different sex. Great. I have this idea. Would you use it? 3 questions to ask. Do you relate to my idea? I mean, if you never drove a bus and I have a solution for bus, it doesn't relate to you. You don't know what to do with it. So does it relate to you, number 1? Would you use it? Well, amazingly, most of startups I talk to and say, what's your target market? How big is it? I get answers, so since I'm developing an app, and there are 8 billion people in the world, so 8 billion? No. Let me tell you, my mother, who is 75, will never download your app. She's not a target market for you, although she has a smartphone. She knows to do send, end. Even that I'm not sure. That's about it, so makes sense. And third, would you pay €1 a year? Would you pay? We are very accustomed to the fact that we don't pay for apps. So how do they do money? How much did WhatsApp? Who bought WhatsApp? Facebook. How much did what? For how much? Near at 19 billion. 19 billion. How much money WhatsApp did when Facebook bought it? You would say minus. Actually, they did 30 billion. Okay, it's amazing to the fact that they actually did something. But 19 billion for this. So why did Facebook buy WhatsApp for such a crazy amount of money? Probably Facebook, as you all know, is for old people now, right? So many forums went to WhatsApp. And when I ask young, do you use WhatsApp, by the way? Anyone? So. In Israel, if you don't have WhatsApp, you're exiled from the country. Without WhatsApp, you actually don't know what's going on. You don't know your daughter's ballet, your son's basketball, your friends, your military friends, what's going on in the neighborhood, how to talk to the mayor. Not WhatsApp. Everything is on WhatsApp. So when I ask people here, would you pay for WhatsApp? Your answer would be, well, depends. €1 a year. Yes. €5 a year. Less. €10 a year. 100, no way. I don't think there is really a number in Israel that WhatsApp can charge us and we will say no. That's the difference between markets, just to let you know again. It's about being communicated. It's about being connected. It's about sharing. How many of you knew about this event from I don't know how and actually called a friend and say, hey, you remember this startup guy and some people coming and come. I'm guessing not many. It's a state of mind, which is very different, that needs to change with you, not with us. This not sharing, this holding the cards here, it's being like everyone else average, that's long gone. This comes from other worlds that don't exist anymore. This is about community. This is about being okay with the fact that you shared your number and name coming here. No one will do anything about it. Okay, we're in Meta. Am I recorded here? So probably they will know. How many of you mentioned by speaking to someone, well, I would like to fly to Finland, and a day after got a feed about traveling to Finland, and ask me again, is Facebook recording? And the answer, of course, is no. Of course, it's yes. But do we do anything about it? Okay, see the movie Social Dilemma and tell me if did you see this movie, Netflix, Social Dilemma? No? Okay, Social Dilemma by Netflix. Let me tell you a spoiler. 5 minutes before the end, you all delete your apps. 5 minutes after, you install them again. So don't delete, you're going to install it again, just big mess. Because we cannot be disconnected anymore. It's because we cannot know what's going on in the world. Otherwise, we want to be up to date. We are bombarded with bullshit all the time, which makes it very difficult for us to see the essence of things. Which comes again that I can more rely on a person calling me and say, this is a good event, come, than actually seeing it anywhere else. But understand again, mingling here, that's imperative. That's a must for you. Showing who you are, standing here and presenting yourself is a must. I'm telling you, I'm sitting in conferences and I will always have a question. And the question is, just give me the mic, is to turn to the audience and ask something else. Was I ever kicked out? Never. I just have the audacity to do it because I want to gain something. It's about knowing why you are here. And with this I will end. From this moment onwards, you stop going everywhere you're invited. You need to have a purpose. It's simple. Now it's not philosophy. Okay? That's a free lesson I'm giving you right now. Zero money. Have a target. Know why you came here today. Is it for pizza? I don't care. Take your pizza. If it's to meet someone, great. If it's to ask me a question, amazing. Is it to know other people? Great. Just do the one thing you came here for. Don't be like kids. I can ask my kids, how was school? Fine. How was the party? Fine. Why fine? They had no purpose. They just went there. You're adults. You remember when you were young, your parents used to ask you, oh, uncles, what you gonna be when you grow up? Newsflash, you have grown up. You are supposed to know what you want for yourself. You need to have a purpose in life. You can change it every day. You can change it every hour. But when you come here, you need to know, why did I come here? Going out, you should be satisfied. I have gained the one thing I came for. And this will make you super happy. It's like giving a good word to someone. How do you feel when you say to someone, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're amazing, thank you? Let me tell you, the first thing you feel is good about yourself. You actually tell yourself, I'm good. Great. Make more of that. Have a purpose, know what you come here for, and try your best to gain the reason you're here. I'm done with time. I don't know. Anyways, I'm opening the floor to questions should you have any. I will be amazed if you have any. But please, reach out. Don't write me long letters. Don't read the English. With Israelis, it's very simple. We like to talk. So the best would be to go on WhatsApp, write, Tal, can I talk with you? Be ready for the answer. Yes, call now. I don't want to see your answer saying, no, I meant next week. Then call me next week. Write me next week. Write me when you are ready to talk. It's not about being polite. It's about being practical. It's about knowing that when you talk to me, don't ask me how I am. Don't care for where I am on the planet. Just talk quick. Say what you want, why you're there, why did you call me, and what do you stand to gain. Have yourself a paper and a pencil, because the answers are, in 2 seconds, you're getting answers. Would you like me to introduce you to someone? Great. I don't do long letters of introduction. I give you a number of the person, then you call. Tal, make an introduction. I don't work for you guys, okay? I'm here to help to give you knowledge, to give you experience, to get you networking, and hopefully get enough of I do's so I can talk and I can find the sponsors who would like to work with us to establish it. The title is a Belarusian accelerator, which is why you are here. And when I say accelerator, it's not just for the startups, it's also for the mentors, it's also for the speakers, it's also for the service providers. We want to try as much as we can to give this title of Belarusian. I think it's an amazing initiative, okay? And I hope that you're game, that you will participate in it. And as I said, right now, there's no obligation from your side. It's more for you to say, yes, Tal, we have enough of us that want to join, then let's talk further, okay? So this is, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Round of applause. Thank you so much. Amazing. You have been a very state of shock audience. If you have any questions, now is your time. Yes.
Is it sector agnostic?
Okay, good question. Right now, since I still don't know the potential, well, accelerators these days have are now very sector specific, not agnostic. Since right now I don't know the how different, how versatile you are. So right now we would like, of course, to hear if you would like to join, and then what's your idea or startup. Yes, we go for early stage. Yes, we are capable to take you the long way, including raising funds, which is kind of far away from you, as you understand. Also commercializing wherever. So right now I would say the answer is we are open for everyone, just to hear what you have. Most, I would say, I can say for myself, for my programs, I start with, I don't know, Homeland Security, smart cities, IoTs, cyber, fintech, schmintech, all that part. I have medical cannabis. My country, Israel, is the only one, as far as I know, in the world where the government actually supports a medical cannabis incubator. And let me tell you, the sessions there are very nice. We're very smiley, very open, and I need to count the number of leaves on the plants before we leave. Otherwise, it's a really happy hour. But we actually do R&D and development of everything to do with the cannabis plant. And it's done in the south of Israel, just to say, actually in the desert, you would say, as further as we can. But that's a different story. Any other questions? Yes. Okay, good question again. No. I believe that startups should give equity for tangible money. If you get invested, then this is when you get. I don't like the idea of giving equity for services. I like, yes, to ask for a small fee. Why? When it's kind of a little bit more painful in the pocket, listen, I need to create obligation from your side. It's not going to be a ton of money. It's really small money. But I know that if you buy the umbrella for $4.99 or you get it for free, you will keep the one for $4.99 because you spend some money on it. This I need, this obligation, no equity. And this is a word of advice. Stop throwing around equity, the 0% for the graphic designer and the 0.1 for the lawyer. It doesn't work this way. And they know it doesn't. But if this is your last resort, fine. Startups will always prevail because, I don't know, they're like very capable of coming up with solutions. And this is the only thing you have, your equity. I'm just telling you from experience. If you have spread this 5% around, the first investors comes and he says, what's your tail? I mean, what's your cap? Where's your equity spread? And will he understand that you paid it just for services? The first thing he will say, go collect it, please. So how will I collect it? I mean, I need to go pay. I don't care. So don't be quick on spreading this equity. It makes a big headache later. You need to come up with other solutions. We will help and advise how to do it better. We have friends which are very capable, also on software development, also on other services. Myself, I bring to my program some of the companies that you know, like AWS, with bigger money, Microsoft, Wix, Monday.com, There's a long list of startups, most of them, of course, from Israel, that work with me and my programs that will give you benefits from here to Kamchatka and back. Those of you who know where Kamchatka is. And others will be services related to accounting. So my program will be probably with Deloitte or EY, KPMG, PwC, so you get a lot of services there. Lawyers, of course, you will be taught or you will be helped with your founder's agreement, with your term sheets, with your NDAs, whatever you need. This is, of course, included in the program. Any other questions? Yes, please. Sorry? As I said, currently, I don't know if I have audience. The reason we are here is to find out if we have audience. Once I know I have and what I have, then we can come up with dates. Okay. Exactly. There's nothing. So this, no, honestly, there is nothing. You're right. So the reason is that we need, it's not a game. It's not a trick. If you really want to reach us, the same way you came here is the same way you can reach us. I cannot say again, this is the number you can call directly. State your name, or you can call Excel Point. Maciek is here if you don't want to spend the overseas call. So you have Maciek here, you have Excel Point, which you probably know, and we are here. And again, we are not to hold you on your word. Should you say yes, we will just contact you. Do you understand? We have your names right now. We will not send it anywhere else. We will email you and say, okay, you heard the day, you were here, you enjoyed, great. Now tell us a simple thing. You want to join? Great. What's your idea? How many are you? What do you do today? Simple, I don't know, 5, 6 questions. Again, no obligation. And we will decide how we take it forward. I'm telling you right now, yes, we have a space. Yes, we have Excel Point. Yes, Excel Point opens more and more programs all the time on different topics, by the way. Now, this program currently has nothing. It has us to tell you about it, but we will need to raise the money. We will need to fix the program, but we have partners who are saying, great, if you are ready, we are ready to go with you. This we have, nothing more than that. So no promises spent. I'm not giving you any bullshit right now. If you say yes, we will contact you and discuss it further. No equity. Anyone else, please? Or someone here? Yes.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. First one related to Accelerator. So what kind of startup stage do you expect to come? Is it an early stage or is it already some startups with product market?
Yes, I will answer this quick. The program will be, first of all, designated for early stage, but should you have a more mature startup, there will be, in my eyes, another route that we can go. Meaning, for me, a more mature one is at least with a working MVP, ready to go to an early adopter, and I can open the door, that's a one. And later, once that is implemented well, to deal with the money part. Yes, we want right now everyone, and we can handle everyone. Right now, probably here, later, taking you elsewhere. But again, no promises. We're not paying flight tickets. We're not flying you to Dubai to some, I don't know, whatever conference. It's a waste of time. All those of you who are not here because they went to Web Summit, waste of time. It's not for you. Those big events are just not for you. It's frustrating. You don't know where you need to go. It's a waste of time. Not because I like Web Summit. I like all of them. But for you right now, you need to be super focused. This is why you're entitled to a one problem with a one solution. So my problem is one. And my solution also, one. One and one. You're a startup. You're not rich enough to have more than that. One problem, one solution. Let's see you do that well. We will talk after. Second question?
I would like to know your motivation when you open up the first accelerator, if you remember it.
Yes. So it happened like this. I did an exit in 2012. I had money. I decided to start to invest in startups. Just happened like that. The one thing I didn't know, I had no clue how to invest, in what to invest, and what even to expect to gain. And I started putting my money. It was the 50Ks, the 100Ks. That's $1,000, 100,000, okay? Spread. Honestly, nothing came about. Swear to God, none. Till today, I'm talking 2012, none. Early at the time, I just caught myself saying, are you out of your mind? I mean, what money are you spending? You're spending family money. I mean, I earned the money from an exit. It goes to the family, right? I mean, that's family money. And I have no clue what I'm doing. And I ask, how can I learn? Is there investor school? No investor school. Israel opened 2 years ago the first ever in our country course for investors. Would you imagine how long? And by saying how long, I mean, you know, investors invest in startup not from 2020 or 1920 or 1820. I mean, who made the light bulb? Who invented the light? Edison. Okay, who invested in Edison? No? Opa! JP Morgan. It's a bank in America. JP Morgan invested in him. And then his apprentice called Tesla invented so Edison did the DC, Tesla the AC. AC. Who invested in Tesla? Westinghouse. Westinghouse is still a company that makes household products, ovens, refrigerators, and such. They all started. Leonardo da Vinci had investors. From the beginning of time, there were investors, but never investor school. Now in Israel, for the last 2 years, we have a course for investors. Back at the time, did not have one. Then someone told me, you know what? How about at least you know what is a startup? There is something called an accelerator. I'm talking 2012, not 1912. 2012, it's 10 years ago. We had almost no. I opened my accelerators. I was, I think, 6 or 7 in Israel. 6 or 7 in Israel. Currently in Israel, 250 accelerators operate in Israel right now. That was the beginning of time. So for me, it just was for the sheer need to understand startup thinking. What is a startup? And what did I find? Big mess. Everything opposite of what I thought. It's not a company. It does not work with a work plan. It's always poor, always begging for the money, but very talented, very powerful, very motivated. The only thing they eat for breakfast is motivation that tomorrow we're going to do the exit, which never comes. This is how, they're like simple investors. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to do it. No, it doesn't happen. And this is how I learned my lesson. And since 2012, every year I opened 2 programs and they came up, and now I reached 20 actually this month. This month I'm starting my 20th as a technological incubator with one of Israel's leading IT academies. Okay, they requested it. So this is up and about to happen. But again, I operate also in other countries. And again, to finalize this part, I really think this is an opportunity knocking. Honestly, it's not for everyone. It's not that you're going to apply and you're going to get an automatic yes just because we need you. No. It needs to have a lot of other things within you. The motivation, the obligation, the talent, the idea. Again, but we will help. I think we will do something very short, which I call bootcamp, to kind of give you all a fair chance. We will teach you, okay, for a short time. It could be maybe a month, which could also be by Zoom, and then we will select. So for the first bootcamp, this is how I do my programs. I bring about 25 people, and then reduce it within a month to 15. No more than 15, and we will run another 4 months, but we would like it to do probably hybrid. Meaning it will be physical, it will be also by Zoom or something. You will have mentors from all over the place. You will learn, but you will practice. The emphasis is on practice. And the practice, we call it reverse class. Everything comes from the practice to the theory. The other way around, Israel style, everything opposite, okay? This is how we do it. A lot will be on your capabilities to learn, but also to implement and exercise. You all heard about Lean Startup, right? I'm sure. Lean Startup, Eric Ries and everything. One of the things that you need to do is to go out and ask people the 3 questions I told you. The practice we do is very simple. We will go downstairs in the middle of the day. You will be in small groups, and I'm going to make you talk to people because you just, sorry. No, be a startup. You don't have the privilege to be nice. So you're taught, and you will standing here with people that will answer back to you, that will question you for everything that you say. It won't be nice, okay, you're very clever. No, not the other way around, but ask you. And you will need to know from knowing. You will need to know from exercising what you say. You will sleep it and eat it day and night. Startup Nation style. It has a lot of promise in it. And I really wanted to kind of push you to take this and try it out. And I mean, you're here. Why not try it? Any more questions? Did I answer? Yes. Anyone else? So if not, stay in your place. We will do just the one nice selfie, and then we go for the pizza, right? Do we have anything else more to say? Please. So thank you.
Before the selfie. Yeah. So guys, actually the role of the accelerator is kind of like being translator between the guys like Tal here and you guys. So like translating what Tal just told you is remember those American acronyms ABC, always be closing. So when you're talking about your idea, you have to push on it. You have to be very persistent. You have to believe in it. If you don't convince us that you are your idea and you live with it, it's going to be hard for you to go through the acceleration program and then to go with your startup. So just please remember that, take the opportunity. I know we are Eastern European here, but come on guys, you are here, talk to Tal after we finished, approach him, stand in line. That's the only chance you have for a while to meet the guy in person. So take this opportunity, talk to him, talk to us, talk to the partners, learn how we do and how we teach the startups. Please do that. That's why you're here. If you don't want to do it, just like Tal said, pizza is over there. Please just wait for the selfie, and then we go to the pizzas. Thanks.
I just want to say one more piece of advice. Ornella is here, and Ornella comes from Lithuania, from Vilnius. I met her in the acceleration program I was mentoring in Vilnius. It's called Tech Hub. It's in cooperation between Vilnius University and the Innovation Authority government of Lithuania. Ornella is an expert on marketing, international marketing. I would advise, again, as told, reach out. It's great exercise for you. There's nothing better for you to do in this kind of close community. No one is here to shame you. The opposite. The more contacts you will make, the more people you will share your phone. Believe me, people don't just call you in the middle of the night. It doesn't work this way. But the fact that you have someone, probably in this room, that have the answer to your question, that can actually help you, and you missed him just why? Because pizza was more important, because you're kind of an introvert. Introvert doesn't pay in the supermarket nothing. It doesn't work for you being introvert. It's not even worth your while thinking you're so. Be different. Come out of your cocoon. Try things you have not tried before. You would love it. You will just go home amazed with your own capability. And yes, push yourself high. Don't overjudge yourself. Don't criticize yourself. People will do it for you for free. Believe me, you should do the opposite of this. Say you're the best. No one will fight you. I'm telling you from experience. Say it over and over until you believe it enough, and then see what comes out. Okay, so quick selfie and we're gone. Wait.
Shall we group together? So it will be